One thing that being an exercise psychologist and a fitness coach has taught me is that when people struggle with eating and binge eating, especially on weekends, it's not just because the weekend has a loss of structure. It's often because the loss of structure creates a sense of unpredictability. And when we encounter unpredictability and uncertainty, our mind is going to try to find ways to create almost like ways to anchor ourselves in the present moment and what we're doing. And very often, especially if you struggle with binge eating, one very predictable way to create a degree of certainty over the weekend is to almost like plan to binge. And it sounds really paradoxical. It sounds like really back to front, but think about it. If you feel really stressed with uncertainty, if you don't cope very well with uncertainty, if you're constantly thinking, well, will I not binge? Like, how am I going to do this? Like, how am I going to navigate this? Such an easy way to get rid of that is to just go, well, fuck it, I'm just going to fuck it over the weekend. So honestly, one of the best things that you can do to make sure that you don't binge over the weekend, or that you reduce the risk of you binging over the weekend, is to try and find a way of creating a sense of certainty in other areas of your life. So rather than leaving the weekend completely unplanned and completely unstructured, you might find it really helpful to create a couple of anchors that help you predict what's going to happen in your day to day, so that the prediction of what's going to happen doesn't come from your mind, almost like leading you down the path of pressing the fuck it button and binging. Because in the absence of any other way to anchor yourself in the moment, your mind will find something to create certainty with. And food and pressing the fuck it button, if you've repeated that cycle enough times, is a sure as hell way to create a degree of certainty in what's going to happen. So think about that. And if you need a bit of help, you can always comment or DM me the word stop sabotage, and I'll send you a 5-step process that you can follow to make sure that even in the moment that when you're about to slam on the fuck it button, you do not end up doing that and end up doing something that is much more caring for yourself, and that might not then add to that feeling of self-harm and self-destruction that you experience every other weekend.